Hello everybody. Today in 1901, Clark Gable was born, one of the greatest film actors of the mid-20th century, won many awards, many films, and often alongside some of the best known female actors of the period: Marilyn Monroe, Jean Crawford, Doris Day. And one of the things that they appreciated about Clark Gable was his masculinity. Jean Crawford said that he was the most masculine man she'd ever met in her life. Doris Day said, as masculine as any man I've ever known. And these comments led me to think today a little bit about what masculinity is. It's something I've been trying to discover all my life. It's one of the things as a man you want to explore, just as I've no doubt women want to explore the full range of what it is to be a woman. And of course there is a huge range, and we can embrace within our masculinity or our femininity many of the characteristics that are often traditionally allocated to the opposite sex. We're not confined just to those qualities which popular culture suggests belong to the gender to which we belong. But in terms of Clark Gable's masculinity, I was impressed because as I looked at his life, there were things there that did express the kind of masculinity that I'd like to embody. One is that he wasn't he didn't try and be macho. Although actually Clark Kent, Superman in other words, was named after Clark Gable, he himself didn't ever try to be Superman. That wasn't his style. In fact, one of the things that Doris Day said about him was that he was as much a little boy as any man could be, and it was this, she said, that she thought made him attractive to women. So there is, I think, about masculinity, the kind of vulnerability that a little boy would have, which perhaps is at least, if not more, part of being a man, as the macho. Another thing was that he was highly principled. He was married a number of times, but always faithful as far as we know, and he had one occasion, for example, was that he refused to participate in a scene in a film he was doing with Marilyn Monroe, in which he was supposed to steal Marilyn Monroe in the part she was playing from a friend, and he said he would never act out a situation where he was responsible for stealing a woman from a friend of his. There was a real sense of being principled about his masculinity, and thirdly, there was absolutely no sense that big men don't cry. David Niven recounts a situation where his wife, David Niven's wife, was comforting Clark Gable after the death of one of his wives, and he apparently just knelt at her feet and wept and wept and wept. There was no sense that as a man you keep your tears in. So I was encouraged to think that this image of what it is to be a man contained these qualities that I think are important. But it made me want to explore further what it is to be a man today, and perhaps if you're a woman, the same might apply to you for your sex. But also to just celebrate the fact that men and women are different, and it is sometimes a puzzle to us how and why the opposite sex operates in the way they do, but it keeps life interesting and slightly mysterious sometimes, and I think it's well worth celebrating, not only that we can grow and develop in whatever sex we are, but that we can delight and sometimes wonder at the qualities that the opposite sex has.